In today's video, we'll be talking about transfers as two Nigerian players make important moves in this window. And as well, we'll be talking about the AFCON 2025 draws and how it affects Nigeria going into the tournament. First off, we'll start off with Bruno Onyeamechi that moved to Greek side Olympiacos. Now you ask yourself, why would you believe in, a strong league like the Portuguese league to head over to a weaker league? But for me, I think it is the club he's going to and the club he's living. He lives in Boa Vista, who for me I think an okay club, but they don't really compete for the title in the Portuguese league. So for me, I think going to a club like Olympiacos, which are one of the biggest clubs in Greece, means he will be in the thick of competition for, the Greek um, championship as well as European sports as well. So I think it's good to play at the highest possible level that you can play. And for me, Bruno Onyeamechi is a player that deserves a very good, a very big move. And I think while this does, it, in my opinion at least, doesn't represent the final move he's going to make or the biggest move he's ever going to make, but I think playing in Europe would put him in the shop window to move to bigger and better things. So and I think this will get him primed and ready for the World Cup qualifiers that will be resuming in March, and hopefully he will be part of Eric Chelle's team. For me, I think he was one of the outstanding performers under Augustin Gavon in the 3-4-3 system where he played, as a very attack-minded left wing back. So I think he would be very important for Eric Chelle and would do very well for Olympiacos. So Olympiacos fans, get ready for an exciting, attack-minded, wing back, running the channels, putting crosses in, and also contributing with goals as well. The next person to talk about would be Akor Adams, heading to Sevilla, and he'll be joining up or linking up with two Nigerian players, Chidere Juke and Inacho, Kelechi Inacho. Now, for me, I think on the other hand, I think Kelechi Inacho could be leaving Sevilla. By the moment he's still a Sevilla player, I think it would be important for Akor Adams having another Nigerian there, Chidere Juke, that would help him settle down both on the pitch and off the pitch. But I think their relationship on the pitch could be something that Sevilla fans would really enjoy and Nigerian fans as well, because I think that would lead to lots of goals and lots of assists for both players. Now, Akor Adams used to play for Lillestrøm and then he moved on to Montpellier. But for but the important thing is the common, let's say, denominator. I wouldn't say common denominator, but the common thread between his time in Norway and his time in France was that he always scored goals and came up with assists. He always scored double digits in goals and as well pushing it up double digits overall in in overall goal contribution. So I think he will be very, 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 very good for Sevilla fans. So Sevilla fans, in my opinion, should be excited for this player because he's strong, he's pacey, he runs the channels, he's got skills. He's not a Neymar, don't get me wrong, but he's got skills for a big man and a number nine. He does things that other number nines just can't do. Whilst I'm not saying he's anywhere near the cloud and I say status of an Erling Haaland, but he does things that Erling Haaland can't do on the ball. So for me, I think he's kind of like a hybrid between, not in terms of status now, but in terms of just raw ability. He is a hybrid between, Victor Boniface and Victor Osimhen because he's powerful, strong. He's got pace as well, but he's got technique to actually beat his man. So I think that's fantastic news. That should be fantastic news for Sevilla and for Nigerian fans. It means he's going to a higher level, and he's based on his performances there. It means he can then, cement himself in Eric Chelle's team. So looking forward to seeing what Eric Chelle would do. Maybe he will be part of the players invited to link up and join up with Eric Chelle, Super Eagles, his first call up. That would be nice to see. I know he has a lot of people in front of him, like I mentioned, Victor Osimhen, I mentioned um, Victor Boniface, and others as well. But I think right after that too, he would have his name right there. And especially if Eric Chelle decides to go with his go with his 4-3-1-2 formation, that means you always have two strikers playing, and that means that opens up the spots for strikers. Now, that done with all talk about transfers, what your thoughts and opinions on this transfer news? Are you happy with the move for these players you want, or did you want them to go to bigger clubs, especially someone like a Bruno Onyeamechi? What are your thoughts on that move? What are your thoughts on Akor Adams? Do you think this move is enough to cement his place in the Nigerian Super Eagles? What are your thoughts and opinions on that? I would like to know. Now we'll talk about the draws for the AFCON 2025. They were completed yesterday. And for Nigeria, Nigeria was drawn in Group C. So drawn with Tunisia, drawn with Uganda, drawn with Tanzania. And usually, in times past, this would ordinarily, when you ask yourself who would qualify from this group, we would go Tunisia, Nigeria. Or if I ask the question in a different way to say, who would be Nigeria's strongest competition? Who would give the Super Eagles of Nigeria the toughest test? You would say Tunisia. But from what we've learned from the last AFCON, there are no small teams anymore in Africa because teams are bulking up. Teams are going out and getting their dual nationals to come to play for them. Teams are digging deeper and developing. Teams are improving their scouting network to get more talented players. And the coaches are really evolving on the African scene as well. So things are really, really tough. Still expect Nigeria to qualify in this group because in terms of player for player, the Super Eagles are way, way ahead, way better than Tunisia and of course Tanzania and Uganda. It's just a question of approach, focus, squad building, because this time around we don't want to see any sort of maybe Kelechi Nachos or Ahmed Musa's. Generally speaking, people who wouldn't be contributing, on the field of play. We don't want to hear anything about experience, this and experience that. If your experience can't be seen on the pitch, then what's the point having you there? So I will just stop with that with respect to the AFCON 2025 draws. We'll be having a more in-depth discussion on Friday where there'll be a live show, so keep your eyes peeled on the channel for that one. I hope you have clicked the notification bell so you will be notified when I go live with that live stream, to keep your eyes peeled on that. So at this point, I've come to the end of this video. I want to thank you all for watching, those who've been subscribing, those who've been sharing this video and commenting, because I think that's very important, because I'd like to know what you think as you hear what I think as well. So at this point, I've come to the end of this video. And like I always say, stay well and stay blessed.